I don't watch a stream very often. Even though Fozz did a great job.
Oh,
It's
thank
just sometimes I'm playing games anyways, we're in the game, so.
Pick submits coming through. Last we saw the Piltover's finest, they did a triple roll swap. We'll see if that's still in effect coming in here.
I actually did watch that game though.
It will be interesting to see what role Delothian fills in taking the place of the Slice for this game. I don't know Delothian as an ED carry player. There's likely to be role swaps going on in the Shurima Scorpions roster
Now,
due to this change.
out of curiosity, which team is D-Sliced on?
D-Slice is on the purple team, also known as the Shurima Scorpions.
Okay, that's what I figured. Alright. So I'm assuming the replacement is Delothian?
Yes, Delothian.
That's good to know. Alright, so, Thresh ban, Yasuo ban, Rise ban, quickly after that. These are Thresh, I guess, isn't that ban-worthy anymore. If I recall correctly, he is usually replaced by Morgana or those types of bans, but knowing why I try, who plays Morgana, he will not be banning that. However, I do expect Morgana to be banned.
Onitry has been quite the Braum player this season.
Has he?
Yeah, been pretty much strictly Braum from him when I've seen him play.
Now, out of curiosity, was Morgana banned in those games, or was it just...
Morgana was been on the table.
Okay.
He's just been pulling out Braum.
That's good. It's always good to see someone trying out someone new, so they're not just that one champ wonder. I know how it feels to be a one champ wonder, so... and get banned out.
You're more of a two champ wonder there, Manslayer.
Okay, still. I'm making conversation anyway,
Yeah.
so Kha'Zix's banned, pretty strong jungler, can carry games, not solo, but very strong when it comes to carrying a game. And Orianna ban, which I'm assuming is, I don't know.
Directed at Amma Freeman. He had a crazy game on Orianna.
Did he?
Single-handedly ended the game with an ulti plus dissonance combo. That kid
raised two of the carries. Yeah, I saw that.
That was impressive.
That it was, and they were like full HP. Just one shot at him. Let's speak of Braum. Why I try may pick up Morgana. And therefore, everything you just said a moment ago may not even be relevant.
It could have to do with the fact that there's a substitute in the bot lane. Morgana might just fit the playstyle of the bot lane player better than Braum will. Also, they've been almost exclusively playing Lucian bot lane.
Plus, to be honest.
And they're not going to get it this game, so... makes Braum a little bit weaker of a pick if you're not going to have Lucian in that lane. We're going to see a Jarvan and a Morgana lock-in, so likely why I tried the Morgana.
Yeah. Plus, Morgana's just a strong pick in general. And I don't I'm not really sure how Tristana fares after the nerfs, but I'm assuming she's not as good, obviously, so
yep.
I would expect more like something like Corki. Corki Morgana is actually pretty strong, if I'm not mistaken. Long range, pretty much annihilate anyone. I do not agree with Blitzcrank and Vi, and that's strictly because I don't think Vi is very good versus Morgana, and Blitzcrank isn't very good versus Morgana.
Yep. Blitzcrank's a very interesting pick here. But I know that Castro pretty much exclusively plays Thresh and Blitzcrank, and that's pretty much his support role, champion pool.
Hooky champions that can make a play for your team from long distances, whether it's initiating or forcing an initiation. And it looks like he may pick up Corki. I may be right about that, but it looks like the Lothian's going to be picking up their top lane.
Yeah, looking over a few champions. Sticking on Malphite for now, we'll have to see. I've heard some issues, though, with going back to the Piltover's finest picks. I've heard some complaints about how Vi's E has been acting up lately. It was buggy or something.
Apparently here Q sometimes doesn't work. I don't know. Some new patch, new bugs. Just how it works, I guess.
Yeah. The Lothian, though, does lock in that Malphite. He'll likely take that to top lane. Usually he's a top lane player. Which would likely bring Thresh Spear right to the bottom lane, where he'll probably take that Corki.
A little, like, picking Malphite in any top lane, pretty much forfeiting your lane. That's just kind of how it works. And it's pretty much Lone Scout into Lothian going to be kind of just diving in there, and then why I try kind of holding in the mid ground to try to peel for Corki, make sure like Vi and Gnar, since Gnar was locked in, won't just get onto him. But Corki should actually be pretty safe considering the backline is all, well, it's Ahri which can assassinate, but it's like Lucian and Ahri. And those two should be able to just kind of deal with them. Not kill them, but zone them out enough where Corki can just kind of kite back. And Malphite and Jarvan have great pick potential, so they can easily pick one of them too. So that's also a probability. And it looks like it's going to be that long-range kind of Poke champ for purple side. Xerath, Corki, and Morgana.
Interesting. Demaster, typically the mid lane player for
Looks like he's going to
the Shurima Scorpions, currently hovering over Corki, and he was traded between him and Thrash, so maybe a double role swap, a triple role swap here with the addition of Delothian into the roster.
Yeah, potentially. You said blue team was, I believe, the ones that had the triple role swap last time now.
Yeah, so
purple team, which is Shurima Scorpions, are going to be having the role swap, the triple role swap this time. Anyways, so Gnar pickup and Ahri pickup, we didn't really talk about them. I think Ahri's actually fairly good. She can dodge a lot.
I think it's extremely strong in this composition for Piltover's finest.
Pretty much, Piltover's finest is pick someone, and so is Purple Team somewhat. Purple Team has that kind of pokiness to them. They can protect themselves, and they can kind of kite back. Xerath can't really, but everyone else can because of protection or just being tanky. And meanwhile, on blue side, they're really just trying to, I guess, zero one person out. Just make one person just completely eliminated. And since there's really only 2 damage dealers on purple team and only 2 damage dealers on blue team, that's very important to be able to do that for both teams in this instance either. So, but anyways, Gnar, Ahri is really good obviously for picks. With Vi, they just can erase one person, and Gnar is just a really strong front line. Yeah. So he will just jump in there and
it's basically
tank everyone.
It's gonna be the battle of the sorry, not the poke comp, the pick comp of the Piltover Sinus versus the siege composition that the Shurima Scorpions have. They have the poke and they have the dive. So they're gonna look to set up around a turret, poke down with Corki and Xerath, and then dive in with Jarvan and Malphite.
And Morgana's always good in poke comps because she pretty much makes the poke guaranteed if she hits a Q, pokes herself, and she can counter-initiate with her E and her ultimate. So she'll do very well versus Vi. However, Gnar and Blitzcrank, if by any chance the Black Shield doesn't go off in time, could spell huge disaster for either of the 2 carries, specifically Xerath, because if Xerath has no escape, whereas Corki does. So if Xerath gets caught out just slightly, which he shouldn't, he will just be erased. And by the way, they didn't do that try roll swap there because the Masters got Xerath now.
Oh, so. They got Xerath though. Little bit of a juke, but no, gonna be Demaster still in the mid lane. Thrashbara just gonna go down the bot lane. No crazy 3-roll swap here.
But anyways, we should just go over the lanes because it's gonna be Gnar versus Malphite, and I'll give that lane to Gnar, being a Gnar player myself. There's not a lot melees can do to you in the early game. It only gets worse as time goes on because Gnar's boomerang just gets on a shorter cooldown. And when you get to level 9, you can actually indefinitely keep your W on people, but just Q, 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 and you just run forward and grab it, and Q, run forward and grab it, and it'll eventually proc it. Bottom lane's actually going to be really, really reliant on... Well, obviously it's going to be reliant on Blitzcrank's bolts. But what I mean is Blitzcrank and Lucian can pretty much zero a single person out, but one mistake and Morgana can kind of zero them out pretty quickly. So I guess whoever hits their Q first could win the lane. If Morgana hits her Q, or if Blitzcrank hits his Q, that will determine the lane, I guess, if it's hit on an AD carry. A mid lane, I'm not really sure. I'm not a mid lane expert myself. But I have to give it to Xerath, I guess, especially in the early game. He can easily just harass and farm and stay really, really safe. Ahri post 6 probably has an advantage, can easily dodge all skill shots and reposition herself properly to hit all hers. And for the jungle, both those junglers are very similar. Jarvan's going to want to gank level 3, and Vi's going to want to gank level 3, and they both kind of just use their abilities and go in there and try to just deal as much damage to their single target that they're trying to hit as possible in the early game, and they both do that really well. Now, the only difference is I think Vi does more damage, so though she brings a little less CC, because she only brings that little knockback, she does bring more damage, whereas Jarvan hits his knockup properly on multiple people, or at least the one person they're trying to kill. Should make it so they come out on top. In the 2v2 top lane, or 2v2 mid, you really don't know how to call it. But I think Vi has an advantage when it comes to ganking. That's just my opinion. I know Jarvan has really strong ganks, but I think Vi in a 2v2 will always turn it in their favor. So
I can see that. Vi does bring a lot of damage to the table.
Hmm.
Jarvan, if he doesn't land his Flag and Dragon Strike combo, it's not gonna be good for a 2v2 situation.
And they both have armor shred, so I mean, the only difference
Vi
is
has to work a little bit harder for it, but
yeah, yeah, that's true. The only difference is Jarvan's ganking lanes that are like not really as much physical damage, whereas Vi's at least ganking Nar's lane, or Lucian's lane, which has a lot more physical damage. So like that's probably not going to play a huge factor, but that is a factor. Like Jarvan's Q shreds armor, but Corki deals good magic damage, and Malphite deals good magic damage, and Xerath magic damage.
Corki, only his basic attacks are physical damage.
Yeah. Is this E physical damage?
I'm not sure. I'll check when we get to the game. I know it shreds armor. It might be physical damage, but it's pretty minor at that. Early on, because you're not maxing it early, so. But I believe it's magic. We'll have to see. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, Jarvan, the armor shred's not going to come in too much use early on. Will help himself deal more damage in a gank if he's able to land that.
But
yeah, Vi will have good use for that armor shred with the Lucian and Gnar. Also, really potent ganks if an Ahri can land Charm on Xerath mid lane.
Yeah. Again, Xerath not having any kind of
We'll see where Alex King and Lone Scouts spend their time, because
I think the kill pressure mid is really strong at level 6. Ahri can easily reposition, hit a charm, and then Vi can follow up with a Q, and then even if he flashes, he's dead because of assault and battery. So Xerath's positioning is going to be very critical, and I'm not sure how good the player skills are, but I know that from a champion standpoint, they should be able to win the 2v2 mid, just because if they get the jump on them, I don't think a counter gank will save the Xerath fast enough in order for Xerath to get his damage up. Like, if they both go in on him, I think he would die before Jarvan could even, unless he lands the perfect EQ, before he can make it matter. Anyway, so we're in the game. And
I can confirm that Corki's E is physical damage.
Now, why is no one moving on my screen?
It's just a slight spectator bug. It happens sometimes. More often than not. You just have to wait. Just have to wait. It should be working now.
Yeah, it is. It started at 8 minutes in. I highly doubt it was an 8-minute game.
Yeah, it started in with 16 minutes for me. It's just an interesting spectator bug that
That is pretty interesting.
They got when they fixed the previous spectator bugs, which I'll take this one.
This one's better than the one where you can't even bother.
Yeah, you can't even watch the game. But into the game, players just spreading out right now. Malphite heading to the top lane. But with this Blitzcrank, gonna be interesting though, because with that Blitzcrank, it would be surprising if the Piltover's Finest do not try to invade with that. I don't know if they saw Damasta on that Xerath poke his head out.
Yeah, I definitely expect
but now they have the ward down.
I definitely expect Blue Team to invade here. One pull, one Vi Q. I mean, Vi can start Q. It's a little bit slower, but she can do it. That can pretty much erase one person.
Just in case, guys, I'm going to pause the video because I actually have to do a key binding switch, and I don't want to miss this action.
Okay.
Okay, and right back into it.
They're just kind of staring at each other without vision. I'm not going to say what happened.
Going. The hook lands onto Lone Scout. Lone Scout going extremely low. First blood over to Blitzcrank. Not exactly who they wanted it on, but the Ignite was ticking. Blitzcrank, though, with a stray auto attack, will pick up the kill. First blood, 4 assists, gold. Oh, Darkbind does land, but does not stop the recall.
Alright, so now to catch up with me. Yeah, that was just a real quick kill. It was very good that he didn't bother burning flash or anything. He knew he was pretty much dead. He may have been able to flash out of that, but to be honest, it was best to just kind of accept your death. I don't even know if he had a chance to flash, but that was a quick first blood. It went over to Blitzcrank, not the most optimal person to want to get it, but first blood nonetheless, and an assist for everyone on the team. That's good experience, and that's good gold for everyone. So, and everyone pretty much had time to back and spend it for that one extra potion, or whatever they wanted to pick up.
Yeah, Blitzcrank even got boots, so that'll help him maneuver in this lane early.
Also let him run forth and land a pole if he needs to. Extra bit of mobility will help him.
Interesting choice. Fiddlecastro choosing to go with the Targan's, the Relic Shield. Usually see Blitzcranks going with Coin, but he's choosing to go with the extra HP.
And I think I agree with it. I don't think Coin is that good in the early game. I think the other two gold generation items are a lot better. And with that, I mean that you're better off just starting like health or something rather than the coin, essentially. It does give you combat stats. So.
Hits the quick level too, thanks to that first blood gold. Gets him harassed onto why I try.
I don't think we're at the same point in the game. What point are you at the end of the game?
305.
Okay, yeah, you're slightly behind me because of the pause.
Because of the pause.
You should catch up to live. Not a lot has happened so far, so.
We're getting placed behind the blue buff by Jarvan. Hopefully spotting out any movement from Vi. Blitz does miss. Gonna get spotted out by this ward quite low. Jarvan is nearby. No pings have gone out. They got the ping right now. They know she's coming. Jarvan's close by. The ward spots are out. Flies fly out, and Alex King gonna back off.
Alright, so they're obviously trying to set up the counter gank here, and actually now it's going to be a counter gank because Alex is just kind of waiting in the bush.
They know he's in there. They at least should know he's in there. They have the ward to spot him. Lone Scout is going to face check it. Going to take a lot of upfront damage from this Vi. Going to burn the red buff. Here comes Gnar. Not going to be anything as Lone Scout just backs off. Realized he probably would have been unfavorable in that trade. Morgana Black Shield goes down in the bottom lane. Are getting chunked out. 50% of her health just gone. Dark Biting lands onto Fiddlecastro. Hook also misses. Lone Scout looking to invade here on Alex King. Alex King actually flashing away. Wouldn't have been knocked up, so a little bit of a panic flash there.
Yeah, and that's that flash not only was a little early, or I guess late rather, but Vi without flash, if she ganks, since she has to queue in, if she gets counter ganked, that could destroy her ganks. And on top of that, if the person turns it at all and she misses it, she could just get destroyed in pretty much any of those fights because of the fact she won't have any escape, so she has to all in essentially.
But the
and over something so simple too.
In the bottom lane, Lucian already up to a 10 CS lead, nearly. Definitely with that early advantage, level 3, level 2. Definitely allowed to bully the lane up. Already level 4.
Mid lane, there's actually almost a 10 CS lead up on to the Xerath, so.
Xerath landing a lot of damage onto I'm a Free Man. Might be the first time I see I Am a Free Man down in CS in a lane. Pink Ward gets dropped. Gonna clear out that Trinket Ward. Lone Scout not going too far away. Maybe looking to go mid lane.
That was a very good charm by Ari.
Hooks a little bit wide. Ari does get slow. The charm lands. Does stop Lone Scout dead in his tracks. Thrash Spear Ride. Flashes the flashes the binding, but the heal goes out. Does manage.
That was so unfortunate, but I mean there was really good plays there by both sides. That Flash was spot on to get not only progress him, but dodge it, and having to be forced to burn the heal. I don't know if he burned Flash.
No, Corgi still has
did not burn Flash. So that was a very good flash by Shaw of Orion.
Something we didn't talk about earlier was that this Malphite in top lane started with a Doran's Ring. Making spells will hurt a little more, gives him some mana sustain. But interesting.
Yeah, I'm not completely agree with it.
I think Doran's Shield might have been a little bit better there for this lane.
I personally think, what's that item? Crystalline Flask is. Because you're pretty much already forfeiting your lane.
The Master has to burn heal to get away from Alex King in the mid lane.
And he has no summoners up actually at all. He had to burn Flash at some point too.
He burned Flash recently too, so burn Flash and heal to get away from the Vi.
That's an open lane for Vi to gank when she hits 6. The heal, no summoner spell will be up before she goes to gank this lane.
check Vi. She's halfway to level 5. Gonna need to do a little bit more farming before she hits 6.
Yeah, she should get it off for 2 buffs. Top lane, Nar's just kind of being abusive, as I said he should be towards Malphite. Pretty much keeping Malphite at half health and under tower. I would say Lone Scout should almost be looking to gank that lane. Try to help Malphite out momentarily, but I'm not sure if that would be of the best interest because it's just 2 tanks. So I mean, no one's really gonna die, and not much gets gained from it.
Nar does have his jump, and if there's anything for him to bounce on, he's gonna cover a long distance really quickly.
Yeah.
Devin Senpai just autoing Delothian, making sure he triggers Hyper twice in that exchange. Delothian gonna have to go back. Nope, gonna stick around actually. Already.
Ari coming up.
Ari is coming up. They easily could dive this if Ari is 6 and she's 7. So Ari just gonna go in. The Orb of Deception does miss, but Nar gonna ult Delothian into the wall. An auto attack will take the kill. Another kill over to Piltover's Finest. Now up a little over 1,000 gold in this early game.
Yeah, that was a good gank because noticing any top laner that's low and that has teleport and chooses not to go back that low, has a good roam top by mid to just kind of pick that up. Nar had to burn flash, but it's always nice to get someone behind top, and he won't be using that flash anytime soon anyways, so.
Interesting item choices from the top lane. Brutalizer completed onto Nar. Gonna try to be a more extreme lane bully. Oh, Alex King gonna have to juke some ultimates. Does manage to juke to it enough to survive. Going back to item purchases, Malphite chooses to go extra health, which is interesting because Nar does percentage damage.
Yeah, he does, and it's magic damage, so assuming that
kind of hard for him to deal with that.
Yeah. And since he went Brutalizer, he's going to be hurting a lot. I don't normally agree with any damage on Nar. However, when you're winning lane and you're this ahead, it sometimes is worth just going for it. However, this should cue Jarvan to want to help the top lane, or Xerath, because a squishy Nar dies very fast in mini Nar form. There are small windows of exploitation that you can do to kill him in mini Nar form after his passive procs, and obviously before he has enough Fury. So
Gonna be quite squishy in this top lane. As of now, Devin Senpai going aggressive onto Delothian. Gonna try to do as much damage as possible. Another rock lands. Mini Nar gonna pick up the big rock to get his boomerang back up. Alex King flashes in. Gonna ult onto Demaster. Demaster bound to go down here. Ari will pick up the kill.
That was a good gank. See, that was that moment of... I mean, he literally hit that window when his heal was just about to come up. That was that window that he should have exploited, and he did. No summoners up on Xerath. Even when he's almost under tower, he gets picked up because there's nothing he can really do. He'd have to land this stun before the Q hit, and he didn't. So that'll be a picked up... that was a good kill. A good gank by Alex King.
Hook goes
and,
up. Not gonna land.
And just to bring this back to top lane, that Brutalizer is going to get Nar further and further ahead, and because he's able to just bully this Malphite all day.
Once he picks up some tank items, he's going to be a bigger, likely a bigger tank, even with that Brutalizer, than Malphite can even dream of. Here comes Lone Scout, not going to get land to knock up, going to get knocked up himself by Blitzcrank, and now Slaveron gets binded. Vashburoi, though, gets hooked under a turret, but the burst damage from Lone Scout will pick up the kill. Fidel Castro, the mana barrier will pop. Will they think about diving this? Fidel Castro gonna pop the speed up and walk out of there.
That was a very good pull by Blitzcrank, but that's a very good gank by Jarvan. They needed something to help in getting bottom lane rolling, who hasn't had any problems yet, and hasn't died at all yet.
Ward, and they're gonna have to back out.
Very good.
A very good gank by Jarvan. Good timing. I'm a Freeman trying to see what he can pick up here. Does have the ultimate available to him. He actually burns a flash on why I try. So worthwhile roam there. Helps out the bottom lane.
It looks like mid tower is going to go down, and top tower goes down for a purple side. The Shurima Scorpions lose their top tower, and the Piltover's Finest lose their mid tower. But I don't think that flash was completely worthwhile. He had minions coming. I don't think Charm was going to hit. I know his Black Shield was down. You sometimes want to save.
Alex King and I'm a Freeman doing this dragon. There's no one in the area. They know they just recalled after I'm Freeman did roam down. A free dragon pickup. for the Piltover's Finest, extending a lead up to 2,000 gold now. They're going to spot out a pink ward, and they will clear it out.
Luckily, Malphite's teleport is back up, so they should try to be making a play with that. He will be a much bigger tank than Gnar. Gnar won't be able to just teleport into a fight, whereas Malphite can and ult and still be Malphite.
Comes up by hits a creep instead of Delothian, lets him slip by him there. Yeah, definitely Gnar is right now more of a damage dealer than a tank that has no tank items. Both top laners do have teleport up and available to them. Malphite's ultimate was burnt at some point. Did not see that. Might have to use it to get away. Ahri in the top lane. Charm misses onto a creep. Gonna try to get some damage on. Oh, Delothian flash. Don't know if he needed to burn that there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he needed to burn it there either. I mean, maybe he just didn't want to die, and that's just what he was thinking. So.
Gnar wasn't even trying to follow up with that, and all the cooldowns were down for I'm a Freeman. He maybe could hold. Oh, Thrash Fury getting hooked in the bottom lane. Gonna have the Valkyrie away. Sovereign trying to get the culling down. Not going to deal enough damage to kill the Corki. Corki will live. Lone Scout gets spotted out by Alex King, walking by him in the jungle. But Xerath is also down here.
That was a good ult by YI try. Slowing him down just enough. Like, I bet his culling would have been able to hit and maybe finish off Thrash if that Morgana ult did not go
Alex
down.
King. Oh, the smite goes down. Not sure who picked that up. Fidel Castro gonna get binded. Hook winnows out, not gonna land.
Four people sitting in the bottom lane, and they're actually I'm a free man just going ham for this kill onto Corki, and he'll actually pick it up.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I told you gotta catch up.
Flashing in. Gonna go in. I can't speed up the game, man. I can't miss any action. I'm a free man. Gonna go down though to the binding plus Xerath ulti combo. Alex King does disconnect. Hopefully they don't pause it right away. Lone Scout going extremely low though.
It's actually really big that he disconnected there. He was there in the bottom lane, and he could have been helped. That is pretty. Actually, that disconnect, I'm not sure if obviously.
Castro trying to run away for his life, gets stunned up. Hopefully the Piltover's Finest will pause the game now.
I think they should have paused it after Ahri died to the dive. Vi was sitting in bottom lane, and she just walked right away from her team. So I think that they should have just paused right away. I don't think they should have
kept. I'm not sure why there's not a pause going on here. Oh, there's the reconnect. Might have been just a league disconnect, may not even internet problems. These do happen.
That was very big though for Shurima Scorpions.
But they're losing a lot of time with Vi. Kind of unfortunate they chose not to pause for their team. They're going to try to get pressure on this turret. Malphite's going to teleport in. Corki and Jarvan are converging on this mid lane. They're going to stop this push. Vi is back in the game now, running up the mid lane. But she lost a lot. She lost about a whole minute plus where she could have been farming or been involved in that bottom lane fight. That really cost them their advantage that they had obtained. Now only up 1,000, little less than 1,000 gold. They are going to pick up this bottom turret and extend that lead a little bit. Culling going to get burnt to try to clear the wave. And will successfully do so. Devin Senpai goes into Mega Narnivore. I'm going to clear out little wave in mid lane. Wouldn't be surprised if the Piltover's Finest try to bring their attention over to the mid lane. Last outer turret remaining.
Yeah, that is their only outer turret. Not a lot, but a fair bit of ward coverage near the dragon side. I think dragon is spawning relatively soon, like a minute or so.
Yeah, it is. Out a pink ward, gonna clear that out. Oh, but they're gonna go in on the Lone Scout. The hook does land. He's going to go extremely low. Blitzcrank picks up the kill with the ultimate. Ahri burns the DFG, forces the flash, going in onto YI Try. He's gonna burn the ultimate. The Soul Shackles goes down. The Charm lands. Another Foxfire is going to be enough with the Orb of Deception. Meanwhile, Vi goes down to Xerath. Fidel Castro getting stunned up. Looks for the... Oh, lands it onto the Masta! big hook there from Fidel Castro a minute before Dragon spawns. Players will be up, though.
That was pretty much exactly what blue team's comp can do. That started off with a pick. Ari was able to follow through and then pick up Morgana, and then it ended with another pick onto Xerath. A really good hook by Blitzcrank, Fidel Castro, to pick up that Xerath for the third kill of that fight, I believe. I believe they only went 1 for 3. I think they lost Alex King in that. Just a bye.
Alex King did go down to the Xerath.
So that was exactly what Purple's team comp was supposed to do, was start a fight with a pick, eliminate that person, and then follow through with it. And that's exactly what happened. And Purple's comp would be to obviously poke and engage, counter-engage if that ever happened. So obviously they're not able to do that because they weren't all there. So that was a very good pickup by Piltover's finest to get 3 kills and hopefully maintain control of this dragon.
And it's now up. They have all 5 members in this bottom area. They're right now sitting on their pink ward, maybe seeing if the members of the Piltover finest will face check. The charm is burnt. They're gonna have to back off here now that they're.
And I don't think Shurima Scorpions can even fight this. Malphite doesn't even have teleport, so this would be a 5v4.
The only thing they can hope for is that the Piltover's finest take a lot of damage. The Xerath's gonna burn his ultimate, try to poke them down. They juke most of the damage. Sovereign using the calling to deal as much damage as possible at a safe distance. Devin Senpai gonna go in, stuns 2 into the wall. They get the dragon. The master goes extremely low. I'm a Freeman picks up the kill. Blitzcrank picks up a kill onto Jarvan. I tried running for his life. Corky running for his life. I tried does go down in the mid lane. Now Devin Senpai turns into mini Narfarm, maybe at the perfect time. Now he picks up the extra range. Oh, and the Boomerang picks up the kill.
Now that was a... I mean, they didn't get the dragon. Shurima Scorpions, that is. Blitzcrank was able to pick up the dragon, and they were able to pick up, I believe, everyone.
4 kills.
I think they all died. So 4 kills. And they got top tower and, I believe, a redemption kill. And that was it.
And they're going to get another turret as well. So big swing here.
I think that Shurima Scorpions should be trying to play a little bit safer. They should not have been fighting that knowing Malphite's... teleport wasn't up. I think they should have played to their comp. I think they should have just kept poking, and wait for that teleport to come up, because you can see their teleport, his teleport is up now. So either he should have been running down, or they should have just been poking, and then back off.
They got a bit too close.
Yeah, and engage like that. Like, Jarvan went in and Cataclysm. Now, maybe his idea was to steal it, and that's fine. But the rest of the team followed up, so... And
they were extremely split that fight. There was 2 coming down down right
the
here,
side,
and there was 2 coming out from blue. They were just completely split off in this fight, and I'm a free man actually just got
against a pit comp. Against a pit comp, if you have your carry and let's say the support on one side, and they hit the carry, then that carry's dead before anything can happen. So I think they should either have been grouped and did it all as one, or just backed off, kept ward coverage, maybe try to keep them in the pit longer with their poke. But engaging was not the best option there.
I'm a free man in this bush. I don't think their spirit knows he's here. The charm's gonna land. The DFG goes out. The amazing amount of burst coming out from Ari. One more charge of Spirit Rush. We'll pick up the kill. Another pick onto Ari. 7-1 and 3. Big impact.
A little bit behind in CS, but that's to be expected against Xerath. Xerath can easily out CS. A lot of people in the game is wave clear, but picking up a lot of kills, a lot of big ones for his team rather. So that's very big on Ari to become that huge. And she has 2 items completed, which means any of the 2 carries can be immediately killed. I mean, no other way to put it. Just Xerath can be immediately killed or Corky. It'd be between the time the charm ends, and that's it for that one singular person, especially considering they have Vi and Blitz. So Ari being huge is a very big factor in this game. Obviously, anyone being huge is. But Ari specifically for their team, considering they are pick, and they are playing their comp very well. And there haven't been very many mistakes. I would say their biggest mistake was down near bottom when Ari went very deep, but I would also say that potentially the disconnect could have affected that slightly.
Piltover's finest, though, been in firm control of this game for most of the game. A little bit of that blunder during the disconnect. I tried missing the binding onto Alex Single. And now they're just going to jump over the wall. The Master just absolutely deleted. Why I Try is the next one on their plate. He's going to go down. 1-man knockup for the Unstoppable Force. Delothi in the new focus. He's just going to take a beating from these 4 members. Triple kill for I Am a Free Man. 10-1 and 3. Just absolutely gigantic with the DFG, the Fire Grasp, and the Rabadon Zeth Cap. Tons of damage.
The only thing purple team can do right now... Oh, hold on. That's Corky dying to another...
Corky, will he get hooked in? The hook does land. He's instantly dead. 4 kills in this exchange, all over I Am a Free Man. A middle turret goes down.
What purple team needs to start doing is there's just a lot of ward coverage in top jungle. And purple team needs to do one of 2 things. They need to get a lot of ward coverage, or they need to sweep out the ward coverage. Because against a pick comp, if you don't have vision and you're face checking any bush in the game, there can be everyone there, and you're dead.
The Shurima Scorpions are in a pinch here. They are behind. This is not a place they've been in ever in their games. They've won all 5 of them. None of them they've been behind in. So they're in a bind here. Or none that I've seen they've been in a bind. But
so what purple team pretty much needs to do here is they need to get a lot of wards, defensive wards, around their outer turrets, around their outer base, like outside their base. Don't get pulled, and just when Ahri, she doesn't have Hourglass yet. So when she goes in to kill someone, a bind, a Malphite ult, a Xerath stun, any one of their CCs needs to hit on her and they need to immediately kill her. Pretty much the exact opposite could happen. They don't have vision or they make a mistake and they immediately get picked. But that's what needs to happen for them to come back. A couple of those, maybe they pick Ahri and one other person. They could try for Baron. They could try for the Dragon coming up in 50 seconds. They could just maybe take a tower. Or maybe they can just obtain more vision of their top and bottom jungle until finally they can push that vision to the river and start to aggress. But I think they need to just defend, ward Baron, and try to pretty much pick off Ahri when she comes in to try to pick someone else off.
Ahri just straight up bought a Void Staff, not even concerned for her own life, not picking up a Hourglass at all.
Yeah, I would definitely say that she's already dealing enough damage. She doesn't need to deal more. I think Hourglass would have been the safer bet, would have been the safer buy as well. Obviously Void Staff is cheaper, but with Hourglass she would have been able to go in there, burst someone, and then if anything bad happens...
with the Zhonya's, yeah.
Yeah, Hourglass. But that's fine. He's playing well. Hasn't been caught at all, actually, except for that tower dive. That's been his only death. So I would say playing very phenomenally.
They're going to start this
never extending too much.
And not one member of the Streaming Scorpions are anywhere near this. They have a ward on it. They know this is happening. Baron is doing it extremely fast, though. 3,000 health points. 1,000. That's a Baron, almost uncontested. Just a few pot shots from Xerath landing on Fidel Castro.
Yeah, no, see,
they're looking to go
poke comps are just susceptible when they're behind. If you have a poke comp and you're not ahead or you're not at least even, you can't do your comp. It's a hard comp to run, and it's hard to follow through with it, and one mistake can pretty much decimate that comp. So they really, I mean, that was good for them not to contest it. That's exactly what they should have done. So I think they use that time to set up wards on their outer side of their base, so that's good as well. So they just pretty much need to keep defending. Looks like Corky may get picked off here near bottom lane, though, with Vi and Ahri coming in.
Ryan Ahri trying to come in. Corky's way overextended. He should not be up this far. They have no ward coverage.
Yeah. Not
sure what Thrashberai is thinking right now, but I Am a Free Man does pick up a kill onto Jarvan. Just in their path, Corky jukes with the flash. Gets ultimate with the assault and battery, and then the vault breaker seals the deal. I believe that was was that the second dragon for?
I am not sure. I'm the worst.
I believe that was their second.
I think that is. Let me count out. Third? Second. Yeah, that's really big. Malphite getting pulled over the wall and then having to.
Yeah, Malphite. Gonna have to maybe burn his ultimate to get away. Yeah, that's a huge cooldown that's been consumed.
Yeah, that's gonna be another tower potentially. I mean, they could just. I mean, they're doing a 3-2, 3 in top, 2 in bottom kind of thing. I think that's just how it went with the pick. They're not actually trying to do it that way. But without Malphite, he pretty much is useless for the next 50 seconds. It's a relatively short cooldown, but still a cooldown nonetheless. So they're definitely gonna be able to get this outer turret near top lane.
They're definitely shoving this in. They have 3 members here.
That's a really, really big bind. Oh, My God.
The binding lands onto Castro. He's gonna take a lot of damage. He's bound to even go down here. Yes, he goes down. Big bind stops the push. Why I try coming in the clutch.
And that's one of their picks. That's one of the champions that can pick for them, so they have a little bit more safety net, where they can kind of play around their towers. So that was a very good bind by Why I Try to pick that up and relieve his team a little bit of pressure. And
because the Piltover signs are split, they can't even dream of continuing this push. But Corky's gonna get salt and battered on under the turret. Ari's gonna jump in, another kill over to I Am a Free Man. 13-1 and 4. I Am a Free Man and Alex King gonna jump over the wall to safety. Lone Scout gonna try to go in on I Am a Free Man. Even burns the Cataclysm. Going really low though, but Xerath is there in the nick of time to pick up the kill. But top is gonna fall.
That was so much damage onto Ari, and that was not to be any at all thing, but that was an instance where Hourglass would have helped immensely.
Yeah, she would have probably got the kill onto Jarvan. I'm not sure she would have been able to get out, but she would at least been able to trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, maybe not even get the kill, but it's just the thing that you always have, that defensive option. But yeah, her ult was down, and her flash was, so probably not getting away from that.
6 towers to 3, 19 kills to 8. 2 dragons to none, 1 baron to none. Piltover's finest in commanding position in this game.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge gold advantage. What is that, like 13k? So
13,000 gold. It's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. That's
Ari,
a whole completed item for each person on your team.
To skip Zhonya's again for a Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Does give her some HP. A little more survivability, but not exactly the power of an Hourglass.
Yeah, I guess it's just for the slow, obviously, on the W, not so much on the Q, and obviously not on the E. But I'm not sure if for R proc single target, I know where W does. I'm not sure if R does any, if it ever did or does.
I'm pretty sure it's multi-target because of the 3 procs.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not even sure.
I know where W is single target, so she'll be able to just slow one person to, like, a halt with that, so.
Yeah, good fall. They're not going to be able to get away.
Yeah, not as if she needs it anyways, because she lands a charm and they're dead, but...
And Lucian has a whole item on Corki, even has the full components for a Blade of the Ruin King.
They almost all should have a whole item on their counterpart, and they pretty much all do. Lucian having a complete item on... Yeah, they pretty much all do.
Calling gonna go out, gets pretty chunked out by the poke, and this is what they can do. They can defend. They have a lot of weave clear with Xerath and the Corki, and if they get engaged on Malphite and Morgana can easily disengage this.
So long as purple team can keep their wall turrets up, that's their inhib turrets, you should be okay. As long as none of them just get pulled over the wall, like don't go too close to the wall, or if you need to quickly get close, to quickly run overboard over the wall and then run back. Don't get too close to the wall, there's no need to be there. Your comp is, they can only beat you through the lane. They can only go up through in between the walls. So they just need to keep those turrets up and try to get a pick on someone, because they kinda can do that. So
Sovereign getting chunked out. Getting chunked out again! Here comes the ultimate. He will survive though. And they're going to have to back off of this with that 80 carry low. There's no way they continue this push. Devin Senpai's going to have to back out or he's going to get collapsed on.
That's good. Baron's coming up in like 40 seconds and Dragon up here. So I'd assume blue team's going to back up, take Drag, take Baron, and then try to push back in and break those walls. As long as purple team, like I said, keeps their turrets up, their inhib turrets up, they should be pretty good.
Yeah, they need to definitely even look to pick up this Alex King. Looking for a pick onto Lone Scout. This could be huge. Lone Scout gonna go down, but 2 ultimates burnt. Alex King having to burn Flash as well. But the Jarvan's not gonna be up for this Baron or Dragon. So that's gonna be a 3rd Dragon over to Piltover's finest. And maybe they could scoot their way right over to Baron once Alex King heals. Devin Senpai making sure that top wave is pushed up completely.
Yeah, it was just a pick. I mean, that was just, Jarvan wasn't going to be able to steal anything or do much, but always a champion down on the map. That's just, they're going to take more of the map and more of the objectives. So, I would say purple team needs to, again, stay in base, but they do need to contest this Baron. And they don't need to hard engage, but they do have a lot of magic damage, and they do need to make use of that debuff.
I'm going to jump the live here, because I think we're in a good spot. Yep. So now we're back to live.
They do need to get wards on Baron, get wards around Baron in their topside jungle, and they need to not necessarily contest it, but poke them down massively from behind the wall, because they can't give up a Baron, because that Baron, I think, would just end the game. I think that Baron would allow them to easily break the walls with a straight-up dive without having to worry about poke, and that would, in theory, end the game.
Yeah, the lack of vision, though, coming out from the Shurima Scorpions, really being the bane right now of their team. They have their
base warded, so...
They have their base warded, but they just can't leave their base, otherwise they're not going to be able to see anything. They have no vision. They could be doing Baron right now, and they're going to start it.
And they've already started it.
And there's no way they can contest
in their base are good, but onto the Baron. Yeah, they're just 3-manning this Baron with no vision and no even moving out of the base because they're so scared of getting caught. This is where you'd almost want to pick up blue trinkets and those types of things, like get another blue trinket instead of just having one. You no longer need the totem wards. They're not going to do anything. By the time you're in range the ward, you're dead. So they need to all get blue trinkets, the ones who do not have red ones, and they need to just try to, every bush, just sweep it, or blue trinket it, run inside of it, ward it, run to the next one, and just keep doing this. They obviously didn't, and they picked up Baron. But that is something you need to do.
They're still looking for a pick. I think they're going to have to move further up if they're going to look for this pick, though.
Yeah.
They're going to have it Oracle's lines on Blitzcrank. They're going to clear out vision. Spotted one ward. They're going to walk into another one. Going to ward that bush as well. And now they have that Baron. They can withstand this poke quite a bit now with that health regen.
This is where purple team needs to try to pick one of them by landing a Morgana bind and then just erasing that person. It's going to be very hard, but that is something that they need to do, I guess, because they're not going to be able to just poke them down completely because of Baron. I could be wrong, but...
Devaseppai about to transform into Mega Gnar. He's just split pushing. Looks like a 1-3-1. What more of a 1-1-3 in this case.
1-1-3,
oh, and Thrash Spear getting absolutely chunked out by Savaran.
That was
so
very good by Lone Scout. He did not go in, which I commend him for that.
Oh, in the bottom lane, Savaran gets poked down. Gonna heal up with that Baron buff. And now I'm a Freebet and Devaseppai in this top lane. They're chunking this turret. It's already about half health. So they're going to do a 2-0-3 split.
I also kind of disagree with blue team split pushing right now. I think
they got the top
that's top tower going down. That's really, really big. If that inhibitor goes down, that's enormous. But what I was going to say was I really disagree with blue team split pushing.
Yeah, I
think you just group as 5 and push in. They're strong enough where there's not much they can do about it. So, but it's working for them.
Oh, Ari and Gnar are gonna pick up this inhibitor. There's literally there's absolutely no response. That's just a free inhibitor. They just they can't allocate the resources to top lane because bot lane will just go down. So they're getting.
This is a really good poke by Xerath though. He's getting a lot of damage on.
Yeah, Savaran quite low. Oh, and even goes down to the Arcanal Pulse. That's huge. That's gonna stop the push. But they already got a major objective in that inhibitor.
They probably overstayed their welcome a little too long bottom, and this is gonna queue. That's a big target down too. That's one of their only damage dealers. Other than, I guess all of them deal a lot of damage because they're all really ahead. But other than Ari, that's one of their big damage dealers down. So as long
Ari gonna pick up a kill onto Lone Scout. I am a Freeman just going off this game. The Lothian is the next target. Gonna have to flash away. The Lothian gonna go straight low, but oh, Xerath is there with the stun. Devaseppai gonna finish up the kill. He's gonna transform into Mega Gnar, ult them into the wall. Can he pick up the Master though? I don't think so. I don't think he can get away though either. I think he probably, he jumps over the wall, but no, Corky's gonna follow him. He's bound to go down. Corky with that Trinity Force, yeah, shut down onto Xerath.
That was a 2-4-2. But the big thing is that the behind team got 2 and the ahead team got 2. When you're behind, getting 2 is always good. That's how you come back.
Yeah, if you trade, that's where you want to be.
That's where you want to be. That's the best case scenario. So that was a very good pickup by purple team. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but stranger things have happened. So I really think that them playing this split push style is, if they do continue it, could be the bane of them. Because I think the poke from Purple Team, like, that's really strong poke by Xerath. He was smart. He got Void Staff, he got Hourglass, he has Death Cap. Like, he's going... Oh, and Athene's, excuse me. And he's just going to poke someone out really quickly. Like, you can see Shaw of Iran is just going down. Blitzcrank's even going down. Pretty much whatever lane he's holding in, he can do a lot of damage. So if you just send everyone in that lane and immediately go in on him, he's not going to get that damage out. Like, Vi just ults him and he's dead. I mean, what is he going to do when Ahri and Vi jump on him? Especially with everyone else on his team going in there.
A little bit of a lull. Ahri going to pick up the blue buff and then probably meet up with their team.
Oh. But, yeah, this is a good job by Purple Team to try to hold on the best they can. They're not... I mean, they're behind in kills, but I think it's the objectives. Like, them losing that top tower was huge. Because there's a window that they can just kind of go in. And they can get a huge flank on them if they're holding mid. So I think mid would be the best target for Purple Team to want to push next. And then just send, like, Gnar up top to threaten the game. And then if they try to defend, just come in and swoop in and tower dive. So I think this is looking dire for Purple Team. But it's doable with mistakes.
20,000 gold lead.
That's practically almost 2 items for everyone.
They would take a lot of mistakes for the Piltover's Finest to lose this game. Ahri dying is the key one.
Yeah.
But she has a GA now. She has Garden Sigil.
Or if they somehow win a fight in about a minute, if they win a fight, maybe, let's say, a minute, like 10, they win a fight, Baron will come up, and they can take Baron, and Baron will cut into that gold lead slightly, both with the stats it gives and with the obvious 1,500 gold it gives. I believe it's still 1,500. So that could be something they look at if they win a fight, which I would expect them to. And there's that poke by Xerath. That did a lot of... I'm not sure Blitzcrank was that low, but that did a lot of damage to Blitzcrank.
He was full health. He was full health right there.
Okay, well, then that's a lot of damage.
About full health there.
He doesn't really have MR items, though. He has a Chalice, and that's about it.
Yeah, Xerath hitting a full combo on the Blitzcrank. Really hurts them. They have super minions flowing into their base, but they have 2 containing it. Inhibitor does respawn. They are kind of weaving between these 2 turrets. They have 2 and 3. This is a little risky. Well, goes in though, and he's bound to go down here. But calling for melee range goes down to Vi. Alexine though, getting those Xerath gnawing extremely low, gonna live though.
See, that's exactly like split pushing mid and bottom or mid and top is very dangerous.
Oh, the charm lands on the Thrash Spirit. He's gonna go down. But so will Ryan Freeman. They need to collapse on this. Gnar needs to be coming down.
Meanwhile, Gnar is taking that mid tower though, and that's another big tower that they
run away. Can they make it out? I'm a free man. Extremely low. The Lothian going extremely low, but it has so much armor. Sovereign dealing no damage to them. He's going to go down in the mid lane. Devin Senpai, Hammer going at the start. Really take it. It's bound to go down at this point. There's no one near.
The minions show up definitely. It will go down. It's going to go down off the next attack. That's pretty big. But what I was about ready to say was split pushing mid in top/bottom is not necessarily the best thing because 3 bottom, 2 mid, whatever the case is, you can easily defend that with 5 people on both. You just rotate each side. It's not very far away. And like right there, Jarvan just kind of went in and they all went in and they almost didn't even get the mid tower. And in fact, I think if Malphite ulted just slightly bit sooner onto Ahri, Corki would have lived and they would have been able to easily turn that in their favor of probably killing all of them and being able to hold mid. And then maybe going for the Baron, like I said, since that was around that window that he could have gone.
Interesting item choice. Xerath choosing to add Leandries. There's a lot of high health bars, a lot of thick on this blue team. So that will help him with if he lands poke to even deal some percentage-based damage, which will help out his team. Baron is up. I don't think this is a Baron that the Shurima Scorpions could fight over.
But I also think it's one that they need to.
This will probably be the one that breaks the camel's back if they get it.
Yeah.
It's almost a do or die. Like either they do fight over it, and they are likely just to get wiped out completely.
Or they don't fight over it. Could be huge here.
Alex can getting poked out before
not that many
Baron.
There's not that many flashes on blue side currently, so Cataclysm could be very big to hold them all in the pit. with Morgana and Malphite, and then Xerath just kind of all hammering in on them.
Yeah, Morgana has no more charge on that sight zone. She wants to ward over that Baron pit wall to see if they're doing it. She's gonna have to go back, and that's a 4v5 then. It's gonna be a 4v5, and they're just starting it up. They blue trinket and see that it's been started.
They can't face check all the bushes on the way. It's just too dangerous to. I mean, they can if they want to, and they kind of have to, but it's just a lot of. I guess they pretty much made it there, but
Ari's running up middle. They have no vision of this. She's gonna try to get the inhibitor.
Devin Senpai getting chunked down.
Ari already in the mid lane, gonna try to do as much damage to that inhibitor as possible. She's dealing plenty of damage.
And they're obviously gonna go for Baron while she does this, and she should be able to get away with her ult. She is obviously gonna get the. Maybe she's not gonna get the. No, she's not gonna get the inhibitor.
She's gonna walk out bottom lane, and that's a free Baron. As all 5 members came, they pretty much had to. One member would have been enough.
One member, she would have died. 2 members, I don't think 2 members could have killed her. If it's because you need a damage dealer, 2 tanks maybe. But then you don't have your front line, so there's no point in sending them over to Baron. So they would need to send a damage dealer, and they would just die. So I think all of them or none of them was the best bet, and they chose all of them. So.
And that's the 3rd Baron. Over to
third Baron.
Over to Piltover's finest. It'd be kind of shocking if they somehow lost this game. 3 Barons, 4 Dragons, 8 turrets.
Yeah.
So much global gold.
It's. I mean, that's what is that right now? 23,000? I think that's 23,000.
23,000 gold.
Yeah, 23,000 gold up. You would have to make quite the mistakes in order to lose that one. However, Xerath, I just want to point this out. Xerath has 406 CS. That's a lot of creep score.
Yeah, that's nearly 10 CS per minute. That's LCS level there. Damasta having a good game. Unfortunately, his teammates not having.
Got all the kills on his team pretty much.
Damasta getting chucked out. The Black Shield does stop a lot of that damage though. Right, going back in, forcing the flash from Damasta. That's a big summoner spell down.
Not only has heal up, and if he makes another positional error like that, he will be zeroed out by Ari or Vi. So he's going to have to play in the very back of the team, and though Xerath has good range, it's not as long as you would think, or as far as you would think. And it does take a little bit of time to get it up to full range, and he's a little slow during that time, so a Vi Q in could easily ult him, and that could be pretty devastating, since he is essentially their entire team.
Oh, the Lothian gonna find a 2-man knockup, but the Banshee's bill stops. The Lothian gets knocked into the wall. Devin Senpai goes extremely low, takes so much damage. Alex King going into the back line. Gonna go down. The Lothian falls. Now they try gonna fall. It's a 3-for-1 right now.
Both carries are up.
And
so
both carries are up.
They have no tank line, but everyone on the other team is very low, and Xerath is landing all the skill shots, so this could be.
Oh,
they could at least hold it here.
Oh, Damasta getting flashed in on. The ultimate pops. Zanya's is going to go down. He's bound to go down. Yes, he does go down.
Oh, I saw without ridiculous damage coming out onto both Blitzcrank and Ari.
2 inhibitors down. This is looking like the final push. Sovereign pushing up the creeps. Now hammering away at the Nexus turret. Nexus turret 1 goes down. Nexus turret 2 going to be the focus. Oh, and a charm lands. That's going to be the game. Nothing.
That will be the game.
Nothing.
I don't imagine. No, Jarvan could make the miraculous triple kill.
I highly doubt that's going to happen.
I don't believe now. The Gnar just gnarring him back, so he can't even get in. That was actually a very. It started off blue team ahead. They got the early pick, and they kind of just snowballed a little bit. There was a little bit of misstep near bottom lane where purple team kind of got an advantage, and then I think that dragon fight. The dragon fight where purple decided to fight, and they were kind of split up, and they kind of all didn't go, and then they went 3-for-1 and they lost dragon. Not to say that was what made them lose, but to say that's what made this game a lot harder than it should have been. As a poke comp, you want to just poke them at dragon, or you want to just take a different objective. Like, they got top tower. They didn't need to get dragon. Like, they could have just gone top tower and left. Like, they didn't need to do anything more. They could have just traded dragon for top tower, and that's a perfectly reasonable trade. But trading top tower, a little bit of CS, and 3-for-1 and losing dragon, like all this, like they only got top tower and 3 of them died. They got 1 kill, and they still got dragon. So I would say the only problem with that game was that, and if they didn't fight there, that would have been a much different game. That's just my opinion, but you can disagree.
Well played by the Piltover's finest. Unfortunate for the Shurima Scorpions. Morale likely low with the loss of D-Slice for the season. Almost like, kind of like the NFL when their best player broke their leg, in this case broke their computer. So, unfortunately, or one of their best players. Damascus has been consistently performing, but that second carry, losing their second carry and D-Sliced was a big blow to them. Hopefully they can manage to make a good run in the playoffs. They still have one more game remaining on Friday, as do all the teams. But this is the only game for tonight, guys.
Damasta did play very well, actually. I give him that, and I still think that Corky and Malphite should have picked up red or blue trinket. That's just for the future and future games. Taking consideration those trinkets in the late game. Yellow trinket doesn't do that much for you late game. I know myself, I keep the yellow trinket because I always forget to switch it out. But I myself, I know I need to change that. So I think other people should also think about that. So as you can see, like the winning team had 4 sweepers, and that's perfect. Their comp wants to sweep. You want to get rid of vision, whereas the other team wants to maintain vision. And if you can't control the vision, then you need to blue trinket. So, but that was a good game played. Started off pretty much from the beginning as a bloodbath. A lot of people dying pretty quickly. So that leaves Piltover's finest, which is blue team, as a 6-0 team, I believe. Right?
Only 6-0 team.
Okay.
They will be playing, I believe, your team.
Me, yeah, my team.
You guys are the only ones left.